Have you ever wondered why the loudest person in the room rarely holds the real power? Why the ones who seem quiet, calm, and unnoticed end up winning in the end? Here's the truth. The greatest victories are won in silence, not noise. The sharpest minds don't waste energy proving themselves. They master the game quietly, moving in ways others never even see coming. In this video, I'm going to reveal 7 powerful Buddhist lessons that will teach you how to outsmart everyone, silently, secretly, and without a drop of stress. Ready to discover the hidden art of quiet domination? Let's begin. 1. Master the power of observation. Before reaction. The silent mind is the strongest mind, because it's not busy rushing to prove, defend, or attack. Imagine you're in a conversation where someone starts to get angry or defensive. Most people will immediately react. Their heart rate rises, their voice sharpens, their thoughts start racing. But the one who has trained their mind through observation, as taught in Buddhism, stays still inside. This doesn't mean you become passive or weak. It means you watch before you act. Observation is a form of power because it allows you to gather information before making a move. Instead of jumping to conclusions, you pay close attention to body language, tone of voice, word choice, and emotional cues. You see what the other person is really feeling, their insecurities, their triggers, their blind spots. You understand that people often reveal their weaknesses when they're emotional, but you stay calm and steady, like a mountain that's not shaken by the wind. In Buddhism, mindfulness teaches you to be fully present without judgment. You become like a mirror, reflecting reality as it is, not distorting it with your own opinions or reactions. This quiet, sharp attention allows you to spot opportunities others miss. While they're busy reacting, you're quietly gathering insight. Outsmarting someone silently doesn't mean speaking first or louder. It means seeing first, seeing deeply, calmly, and clearly. Only when you truly understand what's unfolding can you choose the most effective, precise response. 2. Use emptiness as your advantage. In Buddhist philosophy, emptiness, known as shunyata, doesn't mean being hollow or worthless. It means being open, flexible, and free from rigid attachment. Think of it like a cup. If it's already full, you can't pour anything new into it. But if it's empty, it has space to receive. This is where your silent advantage begins. Most people walk through life weighed down by their ego, their need to prove themselves, their craving for recognition, their attachment to status, success, or identity. These attachments make them predictable and fragile. They get defensive when challenged, desperate when ignored, and angry when they lose. But when you embrace emptiness, you drop the need to cling to anything. You no longer need to win every argument or show off your strength. You are light, adaptable, and free. Using emptiness as your advantage means you can flow where others get stuck. If someone tries to pull you into drama, you can let it pass without engaging. If someone challenges you, you can smile and walk away because you don't need to prove yourself. Where they are burning energy trying to control everything, you can serve yours by holding nothing too tightly. You can change direction, shift your approach, or even leave situations entirely without feeling like you've lost. Buddhism teaches that form is emptiness, and emptiness is form, meaning that everything we cling to is ultimately temporary and fluid. When you deeply understand this, you stop wasting energy trying to control what cannot be controlled. Instead, you become a master of the silent, flexible path. You outsmart not by overpowering, but by releasing. You win not by clenching your fists, but by opening your hands. 3. Understand the true nature of desire. At the heart of human behavior is one powerful force: desire. People are moved by what they want, whether it's money, love, power, approval, or comfort. But here's the secret Buddhism teaches. Desire is both a motivator and a chain. It drives people forward, but it also makes them predictable, anxious, and easily controlled. When you understand the nature of desire, you start seeing how others are ruled by it. You notice how quickly someone's mood changes when they get praise or when they're ignored. You see how people overwork themselves because they crave status, or how they bend their values to fit in because they crave approval. These patterns make them easy to predict. And if you can predict someone's behavior, you silently hold power over them. But here's the deeper part. Buddhism teaches that the real secret is not using others' desires against them. It's freeing yourself from your own. Most people are so entangled in wanting more that they never feel peace. They exhaust themselves chasing external rewards, yet always feel something is missing. When you train your mind to loosen its grip on craving, you become something rare. A person who cannot be baited, bribed, or shaken. Imagine being the one in the room who doesn't need attention, who isn't hungry for approval, who isn't desperate for validation. That makes you untouchable. Outsmarting everyone silently begins with mastering your own desires. Because once you no longer need what they dangle in front of you, you can see clearly and move wisely, while they remain trapped by their own wants. 4. Respond, don't react. One of the most powerful ways to outsmart everyone silently is to master how you handle pressure, especially in moments of conflict, challenge, or surprise. Most people are trapped in a reactive mindset. When someone insults them, they snap back. When something stressful happens, they panic. When someone disagrees with them, they rush to defend themselves. This kind of automatic reaction is exactly what makes people predictable, emotional, and easy to control. Buddhism teaches something radically different. Respond, don't react. What's the difference? Reacting is instant and emotional. It's like throwing a match on dry leaves. It's impulsive, often regrettable, and usually based on old patterns or ego. Responding, on the other hand, is thoughtful and intentional. It means you take a pause between the stimulus, what's happening, and the response, what you choose to do. You give yourself space to breathe, observe, and act with wisdom. Imagine someone trying to provoke you. Maybe they insult you, challenge you, or undermine you in front of others. A reactive person will immediately feel anger rise. Their voice will sharpen, and they'll jump into defense mode. But a mindful responder will feel the heat inside, recognize it, and pause. They'll take a breath, observe the other person's behavior, and then decide, is this even worth addressing? Do I need to speak here, or is silence more powerful? Sometimes they will answer calmly, sometimes they will walk away entirely. But whatever they do, it comes from conscious choice, not from blind emotion. This pause is a silent superpower. It makes people wonder, why is this person so calm? Why aren't they reacting like everyone else? It unsettles those who try to control you with emotions. It gives you the upper hand without you ever raising your voice. By responding instead of reacting, you waste no energy, you stay centered, and you maintain your power. Remember, the sharpest mind is not the one that fights every battle. It's the one that chooses its moves with precision. Outsmarting others silently is not about overpowering them. It's about mastering yourself so deeply that they can't shake you, no matter what they throw your way. 5. Play the long game, not the short win. Most people are obsessed with immediate victories. They want to win the argument today, get recognition today, prove their point today. But this obsession with short-term wins often leads them into traps. They burn bridges, exhaust themselves, or lose sight of the bigger picture just to feel they won right now. Buddhism, however, teaches a deeper wisdom. Life is a long path, not a short race. Outsmarting everyone silently means knowing when to let go of small victories so you can achieve something far greater in the long run. Imagine this. Someone criticizes you unfairly in front of others. Most people would rush to defend themselves immediately, needing to prove they're right. But when you're playing the long game, you understand that one small confrontation doesn't define you. You don't need to win today because you're working towards something bigger. You know that your consistent actions, your steady growth, and your quiet focus will speak louder over time than any single argument ever could. The long game is about patience, strategy, and trust. It's about focusing on building your character, your reputation, your skills, your path, rather than wasting energy on every small battle. People who play the short game are reactive and scattered. They want instant validation, but they often burn out or expose their weaknesses in the process. When you play the long game, you're calm. You let others get distracted by ego while you quietly keep moving forward. Buddhism reminds us of the impermanence of life. Nothing lasts forever, not success, not failure, not praise, not blame. When you internalize this, you stop chasing small highs and instead focus on steady, meaningful progress. You understand that true power isn't about proving something in the moment. It's about becoming someone strong, wise, and unshakable over time. So let others scramble for attention, quick wins, or petty victories. You, the silent, outsmarting mind, stay focused on your bigger journey. And when the time is right, you'll realize you've surpassed them all, not by fighting, but by patiently outgrowing. 6. Master the art of disappearance. One of the most underestimated but powerful strategies in outsmarting people silently is this: know when to disappear. In a world where everyone wants to be seen, heard, and validated every second, stepping back is a rare and strategic move. Buddhism teaches the wisdom of withdrawal, not as a sign of weakness or defeat, but as a powerful choice to conserve energy, protect your peace, and regain clarity. Think about it. When someone attacks you or tries to pull you into conflict, they're expecting you to fight back. They feed off your reaction. They want your energy. But when you disappear, when you walk away without explanation, when you go quiet instead of engaging, when you remove yourself from toxic circles, you break the game entirely. Suddenly, they have no one to battle. They are left confused, wondering what you're thinking, why you're not playing their game anymore. This unsettles people deeply because they can no longer control or predict you. The art of disappearance isn't about ghosting everyone or avoiding responsibility. It's about knowing what deserves your presence and what doesn't. You don't need to explain your every move or defend your every choice. You can simply choose to step back from gossip, drama, arguments, or even relationships, and let time reveal what words cannot. Buddhism emphasizes detachment, the ability to release what no longer serves you without bitterness or regret. When you disappear at the right moment, you protect your energy and create space to focus on your own growth. While others waste their time and reputation battling small, meaningless fights, you're quietly evolving, improving, and sharpening your mind. And when you choose to return, you do so stronger, wiser, and more centered, often catching others by surprise because they thought you were gone or defeated. Remember this: sometimes the smartest move isn't to fight harder, but to walk away silently. Let your absence become your silent strategy. Let your withdrawal create questions in their minds. Let your focus on your own path be the thing that ultimately puts you ahead, without stress, without noise, without even trying to impress. 7. Anchor yourself in inner peace. At the very heart of Buddhist wisdom is a truth that outshines every strategy, every technique, and every clever move. The most unshakable power comes from inner peace. Outsmarting others silently is not just about reading people, staying calm, or making strategic moves. It's about mastering yourself so deeply that nothing outside of you can disturb your center. Imagine standing in a storm while everyone else is panicking. But you remain calm, still, and clear-minded. Why? Because your peace comes from within, not from the external situation. Most people are constantly thrown off balance by their surroundings. Praise lifts them up, criticism brings them down, success excites them, failure breaks them, attention makes them feel important, and being ignored makes them feel invisible. This makes them easy to manipulate, because whoever controls their external world controls them. But Buddhism teaches that real freedom is inner freedom, the kind that comes when your happiness, focus, and sense of self no longer depend on what others do or say. You cultivate a mind that is steady, like a deep ocean that remains undisturbed even when waves crash on the surface. When you anchor yourself in this kind of peace, people sense something different about you. They can't shake you, rattle you, or bait you into unnecessary conflict. You hold your ground, not through force, but through calm presence. And here's the hidden advantage. When you are the calmest person in the room, you automatically become the one with the clearest vision. You see solutions others can't. You notice opportunities they miss because they're too busy worrying or chasing approval. You make decisions not out of fear or ego, but out of clarity and wisdom. That is the ultimate silent weapon, a mind anchored so deeply in peace that it becomes untouchable. Outsmarting everyone without stress is not about becoming colder or harder. It's about becoming so centered, so inwardly balanced, that no matter what the world throws at you, you respond with grace, strength, and clear intent. You become the eye of the storm, still, silent, and unbreakably powerful. 8. Win through patience and timing, not force. There's a quiet truth that many overlook. Patience is the ultimate form of strength. In a world obsessed with speed, instant results, and immediate gratification, those who master patience hold a hidden advantage. Buddhism teaches us that everything unfolds according to its own natural timing. No amount of forcing, rushing, or pushing can make a flower bloom faster or make wisdom arrive before its season. Most people lose because they become impatient. They want to succeed now. They want others to respect them now. They want their problems solved now. This impatience leads them to act recklessly, make poor decisions, or expose their weaknesses too soon. They rush into arguments, chase after rewards, or push people away, all because they can't wait. But the wise person, the one who walks the Buddhist path, understands that patience is not passive. It's power held in reserve. Think of a skilled chess player. They don't rush their moves. They watch, wait, anticipate. They allow their opponent to make mistakes, to reveal openings. And then, when the timing is right, they strike, not because they forced the game, but because they understood the flow and waited for the perfect moment. This is how you outsmart people silently, by resisting the urge to rush, by trusting that your moment will come if you stay steady and alert. Patience also protects your peace. When you're patient, you're not constantly anxious or stressed about outcomes. you're able to remain calm, even when things don't go your way right away. You understand that setbacks are part of the process, not signs of failure. This kind of resilience confuses and frustrates those who want to control or defeat you, because they can't throw you off balance with delays or obstacles. You become like water, adaptable, flowing, yet unstoppable over time. So remember, you don't need to force your way ahead. You don't need to chase after everything with desperation. Outsmart everyone by playing the patient, long game, knowing that most people will trip over their own impatience while you quietly advance, step by steady step, toward lasting success. 9. Master the energy of silence. Let others reveal themselves. There's a profound Buddhist teaching that says, if you sit quietly by the river, you will see the bodies of your enemies float by. It's not about violence. It's about letting time and truth reveal everything without you needing to force or expose anything. Silence, when mastered, is not just the absence of words. It's an energy, a presence, a magnetic force that makes people reveal their own nature without you lifting a finger. Most people fear silence because they associate it with weakness, awkwardness, or invisibility. They rush to fill conversations with words, defend themselves at the slightest hint of criticism, or explain their every move just to feel in control. But Buddhism teaches that silence is where the deepest truths live. When you stop explaining, stop reacting, and simply hold your space in quiet confidence, something interesting happens. People begin to show you who they really are. In silence, you can read the emotions they try to hide behind their words. You can watch their insecurities leak out when they fill the air with nervous chatter. You notice the contradictions in their stories, the way they try to impress, the small flashes of envy or fear that pass across their face. While they speak and reveal, you remain still, calmly collecting insights, understanding their patterns, and preparing your next move with precision. Even more powerfully, when you hold your silence, you become unpredictable. People can't figure you out because you're not giving away your intentions, your plans, or your emotions. They don't know what you're thinking or how you'll respond, and that uncertainty gives you the upper hand. The loudest person in the room is often the easiest to manipulate, but the silent one holds the most mystery and control. So make silence your secret weapon. Let it become the space where you observe, the energy that unsettles your opponents, the shield that protects your true intentions. Outsmarting everyone silently is not about speaking better or doing more. It's about knowing when to hold back, when to watch, and when to let others defeat themselves through their own noise. 10. Build an unshakable inner fortress. Outsmart by strengthening within. Here's the deepest, most overlooked secret of all. The real way to outsmart everyone silently isn't by focusing on them. It's by building yourself into someone so strong, stable, and self-possessed that no one's actions can shake you. Buddhism teaches that the greatest battles are always within. You can study strategies, observe people, and play clever games. But if you haven't mastered your own mind, you will always be vulnerable. Why? Because external victories mean nothing if you're controlled by inner weakness, by doubt, insecurity, fear, or unhealed wounds. Outsmarting others is not just about tactics. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to play games to win. Think of your mind as a fortress. A strong fortress has solid walls, clear defenses, and a deep sense of security. It doesn't panic when threatened, and it doesn't crumble when attacked. In the same way, your inner fortress is built from self-awareness, emotional control, mental discipline, and a deep connection to your values. When you know who you are, truly, deeply, You don't need to prove it to anyone. You're no longer baited by insults, manipulated by praise, or shaken by setbacks. Here's what most people miss. They focus so much on how to beat others that they forget the real path is to transcend the need to compete altogether. Buddhism teaches that wisdom, compassion, and presence create a strength that no external enemy can defeat. While others waste time comparing, competing, and trying to dominate, you quietly rise by working on yourself, sharpening your mind, healing your heart, deepening your focus. This kind of silent power is the rarest and most magnetic. People will sense it in you without you ever needing to announce it. They'll feel your presence, your calm, your quiet confidence. You will outlast and outgrow those who are louder, faster, or flashier. Not because you fought them, but because you strengthened the one thing they never thought to master, your own inner world. So remember, the ultimate secret to outsmarting everyone silently is not to control others, but to master yourself so completely that no one can control you. That is the highest form of silent, effortless victory. True mastery isn't about proving yourself to the world. It's about rising so quietly, so steadily, that the world has no choice but to notice. These 10 Buddhist lessons are not about manipulation, arrogance, or crushing others. They are about refining yourself until you move through life with a silent, unshakable power. When you master observation before reaction, when you let go of attachments, when you understand desire, when you respond instead of react, when you play the long game, when you disappear wisely, when you anchor yourself in inner peace, when you wield patience, when you use silence as your weapon, and when you build an unshakable inner fortress, you no longer need to chase, compete, or prove. You simply are calm, clear, focused. While others are tangled in noise, you are guided by wisdom. While they burn energy in battles, you conserve strength for what truly matters. While they try to outdo each other, you quietly outgrow them. This is how you outsmart everyone silently, without stress. Not by overpowering the outer world, but by mastering your inner one. Let the world play its noisy games. You will win by walking the quiet path of mastery.